Hi, I'm Shelly Jo Wallstrom with Shelly Jo Hypno Aminos, also known as the Amino Acid Lady and Hypnotherapist. I am super excited that you have purchased my amino acids and you're ready to make a difference in your life. Each person is different, and so your needs are going to be different than somebody else's. So I want to make sure that you get on the right start with some basic information that can help you to start taking them. The first thing I want to make you know is that you want to take them preferably on an empty stomach. They're in a form that are ready to go right into the bloodstream and ready into your brain so that you're going to feel a difference within 10 to 20 minutes. If you take them with food, they're a protein base. They're going to attach to the food, and then they're going to have to be digested with the food before you feel a difference. It's not that they won't work, it's just going to take longer. Now, if you have a choice that says, oh my gosh, I forgot to take them without food, and now I'm going to take them with food, take them with food. They just might take a little bit longer. And when I say take them on an empty stomach, I'm only talking, 10 to 15 minutes before you eat. Then take them so that they have a chance to start to convert to that neurotransmitter before you start to eat. The next thing is you want to take enough to feel a difference. And consistency is important. If you take one and you're like, I'm not sure if they're helping, then you haven't taken enough. So it's really important that you take enough to feel a difference. Once you know how many you like and consistently feel good on them, then keep taking them. What we want to do is help so that you don't have the symptoms rather than chasing the symptoms away. So figure out your best level with each amino acid. Now, whether you bought 1 bottle or 6 bottles, if you bought more than one, you're going to want to find and work with one first, and work with the symptom that bothers you the most. You should have received this in your packet, and what it is, it just says this is the feelings you feel, these are the amino acids they help. So figure out which of the symptom you want to work with the very first, usually the one that bothers you the most, and you're going to work and really focus on that one for 2 to 5 days. What you want to do is you take one, and then you're going to wait 10 to 20 minutes and see how you feel. If it's not enough, like I said, if you're like, oh, I'm not sure if they're working or not, then take another one and see how you feel. If that's not enough, take another one so that they work for you and you know that they work and they help with that symptom. What you're looking for is how many you need for yourself to feel a difference, how many times a day you need. Are there any contraindications? Normally there's not, but we want to be aware of it. Does it cause you to have a headache? Does it make you nauseated? Something, just so that you're aware of how it's working. What is best overall for you? Once you know that level, you keep taking that one, and then you're going to work on the next symptom. So then you're only focused on that symptom. You go through that same process. Once you got that one figured out, you're going to add the next one. You don't stop taking these ones. You're just going to add until you take them all. It could take up to a couple of weeks before you're taking all of them. Once you've got them figured out, the cool thing about them is a couple things. First of all, they're not a drug. You can't become addicted to them. There's no withdrawals. And they don't cross each other. So that means that each amino acid is specific or each neurotransmitters. So when you first start taking them, you go, oh my gosh, I'm taking a ton of these. Well, they're not crossing each other. And that is because they're each specific to each of the neurotransmitters. Now, the challenge is that you'll start taking them and you're going to feel good instantly. If your body needs them, 80% of the people, they work just the way I'm telling you to take them. 20% they don't. And that 20%, it could be because somebody has leaky gut, they have absorption issues, or something underlying is stopping them from working. And if that's the case, get a hold of me and we can do an assessment and figure out why they're not working. The challenge is, like I said, you'll feel good really quickly. So you think, I'm fine. I don't need them anymore. So you'll go off of them prematurely, and then you feel terrible. Well, it's because you forgot how terrible you felt before you started taking them. Give yourself some time. You didn't start feeling terrible in one day. It's going to take time for your body and for your brain to start firing the way it's supposed to. It could take 4 to 6 months. It could take longer if you're somebody who is an addict or a recovering addict or somebody who's struggled with anxiety, worry, depression for a really long time. It could take 1 to 2 years difference. But the great thing is all you're doing is taking a supplement that's just supplementing your brain to start firing the way they're supposed to. At some point, you're going to go, wait a minute, I'm taking all these and I don't know if I need this many anymore. So you're going to gradually come down off of them. And then maybe you'll be at this level. If this level isn't enough, you'll go bump it back up. But let's say it is enough and you stay on this level for a little while, then you might get to a point you go, I don't feel like I feel great. I don't feel like I need them anymore. So I'm just going to go off of them. And all of a sudden you're like, yep, I don't need them anymore. Or you know what? I need some for maintenance. Each of the neurotransmitters are going to be different. So you're going to come down off of them at different levels, depending on how they make you feel. If you're taking a medication, you can take them at the same time you're taking the amino acids. My disclaimer, I'm not a doctor, I don't prescribe, and I don't diagnose. I can recommend, but if you're working with a doctor, please allow them to know that you want to take the amino acids and work with them. We're kind of like a team together. There is one medication that you want to be aware of, and that is if you're taking an SSRI, which is to help with the serotonin. And it's going to look like Celexa or Paxil or Lexapro, something that helps with the serotonin. If you're taking that one, then you want to take the 5-HTP or the tryptophan 5 to 6 hours either before or after you take that one. We don't want to stack serotonin. It's really important that you know that. There are also herbs that you may be taking that also help or affect the serotonin, like St. John worts, ginseng, kava. Some cough medicines have affect the serotonin. So just be aware of what you're taking because it's really important that we don't stack those. If you're taking more than two or more of the SSRIs, then you'll want to wait to take the 5-HTP or tryptophan until you work with your doctor or talk to them. Couple of precautions. First of all, if you have an overactive thyroid or Graves' disease, PKU, or melanoma, then you do not want to take L-tyrosine or the D-L-phenylalanine. So you wouldn't want to take the energy booster or the happy. Once the melatonin goes into remission, then you can take them. But while you're any of those three, you want to stay clear of those two things. If you have a reaction to supplements or food with uncomfortable symptoms, be aware of that because amino acids are basically a supplement with food. And so we want to be aware of, are you going to have the same reaction? Do you have kidney problems, severe liver problems? Be aware of that because it may make it hard for the capsules, for you to get the capsules to go through your body. If you have an ulcer, amino acids are slightly acidic. If you're pregnant or you're nursing, I'm going to err on the side of conservative and tell you that work with your doctor. Keep in mind that your body knows what to do with amino acids and so does your baby's. But work with your doctor. Most doctors are going to say yes. Continue to take them, especially the 5-HTP. When you're nursing, and if it bothers you or concerns you, what you can do is feed baby, then take the amino acid right after, so you have a chance for that to convert into the neurotransmitter. If you have a schizophrenia or a mental illness like bipolar, just be aware, yes, these can help. If you have bipolar and you go into that manic state, so it's a state where you're moving fast or you're getting a little sleep, when you're in that state, you want to reduce how much L-tyrosine, energy booster, and how much DLPA happy that you take. Once you come back down into the depressive state, then add those back in. When you're in the manic state, then the 5-HTP and the tryptophan will help. That's just something to be aware of. If you have high blood pressure that is not being taken care of with med, then you'll want to stay off of the L-tyrosine and the DLPA until you get into a doctor and get your high blood pressure regulated. If you have low blood pressure, and I'm talking like lower than 90 or 50, that's really low, then you're going to want to stay away from GABA. But if you're under 90 and 50, then you have bigger problems than the amino acids. So please get in a doctor and have them look at it. If you have a chronic migraine that is caused by food, because some migraines are caused by food, if that's the case, then L-tyrosine and DLPA may affect it. Just be aware of it. If you get chronic migraines, then 5-HTP can help with that. If you have, also what we want to do is there are specific amino acids, or there's specific vitamins and minerals that help with the absorption of amino acids. I would encourage you to take a good multivitamin and mineral. Fish oil is really important, 1,000 to 3,000 IUs. Did you know that fish oil is a natural antidepressant? So you can start taking a higher dose to start with, and it's going to help with that depression. A good vitamin B complex, especially with B6, vitamin C, 1,000 to 2,000 milligrams. Some vitamin D if needed. Magnesium is really important, 400 milligrams. And I would do magnesium glycinate because it doesn't affect your stool or your bowels like magnesium citrate. Then some zinc, a little bit of zinc will also help. You also want to make sure that you're eating some good foods, proteins, 3 to 4 times a day, veggies, good fats, some wholesome carbohydrates, and water are really important. So feed your brain with amino acids, feed your body with nutrition. There's a connection between the two. And then my last part is feed your brain with hypnotherapy. Feed your thoughts, getting rid of the negative thoughts. It's a whole body, brain, and thoughts equals optimal health. If I can help you in other way, if you want some specific on how many of each you need for you, or if some things aren't working and you feel like they're not working the best you can, I'm going to have a link on here for my schedule. You can schedule an appointment with me, 30 to 40 minutes. I charge $49 for an assessment, and we can do it specifically for you. Also, if you feel like, hey, maybe hypnotherapy is going to help me with my thoughts, then let's set up an appointment for hypnotherapy to help with the negative thoughts, and because what you say to yourself is more powerful than what anybody else can say to you. Getting rid of some of the past things that you've experienced so that you can move forward with clear vision on what your life wants to look like. I hope this helps you. Keep smiling, guys. If you need to contact me, I'd love to visit with you. In the meantime, love you. Bye.